So I've been trying to stay away from the political stuff, but the Tyree Nichols thing is all over the place. And that's one of the reasons I haven't been watching the news. I haven't seen the video. I'm not gonna watch the video because it's like I forgot his name, the guy from Jimmy Fallon. No, I think it's the other morning show. It's one of the guys from one of the bands, and he says Quest. It was Quest, I think, that said don't watch that. Don't watch the video. I mean, why do they keep showing it? I wish they would stop showing it. It's bad for your soul. And I felt that because I've always felt like watching shit like that. And if you watch it too much, it's bad for you. And I remember personally from experience one time way back in the past when those Faces of Death was popular. I made the mistake of watching it, and I just felt so horrible afterwards. And I didn't even watch that much. I just saw like one thing, and I just like, no, I can't watch this. But and I totally get it, and I totally believe what he said. It's bad for you to be watching stuff like that, and I wish they would stop showing it. But then in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking some people need to see that. Some people need to see that so they can get enraged. So they can get enraged and protest. And this is one, and it's probably going to get me banned for saying this, but this is one where I totally support the protesting, and I will not get mad if they riot, because that was just straight up bullshit. The way they did him, and the way they just pussy ass cops, man. Literally, there's five cops against one guy. That's way too much. If one or two can't handle him, just, hey man, you know what? You won this round. We'll get you next time, bro. We know where you live. We'll just catch you when you're not watching or whatever, right? It's like my friend says, uh cops get, and this is one of the reasons that I just had to say something, because my friend called me last night. We were talking about it, and he watches the news a lot. He's got a lot of thoughts and views about stuff like that, and he's totally for police reform. But um we were talking about how they just, way too excessive force. And the thing is, that's what they're trained to do. It's their culture, it's their mentality, that they have to use excessive force, that they have to go to the extreme, whatever cost it takes, even if it means killing you. You are not going to get away from us. It's like cops have this god mentality, right? They think that because they have a badge, they have a gun, they're above the law. One, you have to do what they say, and they're going to win. They're going to win no matter what. Even if I have to kill you, I'm going to win. And I'm watching the video right now. There's 8 cops on the scene for one guy. One guy. And I always think about that whenever I would drive by and I would see one person pull over, and you would see 3, 4 cop cars for one car. That's like way too excessive. Way too excessive. But that's the way they're trained. They're trained to subdue you no matter what. You know, Traffic violation should not result in any kind of excessive force. If even if he was driving erratically, why does that substantiate them even pulling them out of the car? You were driving reckless. We're going to give you a ticket. Here's your ticket. You don't have to sign it. You're going to get the ticket anyway. Here you go. They didn't have to go through all that bullshit. But that's their mentality. I'm right. You're wrong. We're going to keep you MFers off the damn street. So you do what I say, and that's it. If I tell you to get out of the car, you're going to do it whether you like it or not. It's their mentality. It's their mentality. And the way my friend says it, I kind of agree with him, but I kind of don't. He says that they're under too much stress, right? And they don't know how to handle the stress, so they take it out on people. So to avoid that they should be cycled out. Like they should only be able to patrol like every 6 months. 6 months you're on patrol, 6 months you're on a desk. 6 months you're on patrol, 6 months you're on a desk. I kind of don't agree with that. I mean, I understand his thinking because, yeah, they're put under a lot of stress. But to be honest with you, it's what the media portrays as a lot of stress. We think that they're under a lot of stress. And I always think about what the professor of a friend of mine was dating a professor, and she was in criminology, right? And she says that 90% of the time they're just driving around. They're just like fucking off, you know? And I know for a fact that that's true because you always see them hiding under the tree taking naps and shit. And they don't really go through that much stress. I mean, their job, and this is what my friend said, their job is to give you a ticket, arrest you, and that's it. It's up to the jury and the judge to prosecute you. But you get these cops with these God mentality that they're gonna win, that they want to judge you and administer punishment right then and there. You're guilty for being a person of color. You're guilty for being a poor white person, so I'm gonna shoot you. Regardless of what, you think. I think you're guilty and you're gonna pay for it, and that's it. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's ridiculous that it gets to that point, you know. I honestly think that it's ridiculous that 16 cops show up on the scene for one person committing a traffic violation. They should just give you a ticket, let you go on your way, let the judge deal with you. But no, they want to administer the punishment. That's not their job. Their job is just to enforce the law. And a lot of people think that, oh, cops, they're above the law and they get to do whatever they want. And whenever I have a problem, and this is another thing that my friend was talking about, and we've talked about it before, that these cops are called to every little thing. If people are arguing, they call the cops. If people are fighting, they call the cops. And this is what's funny that my friend was saying. If two people are fighting fist to fist, just beating each other up, they should be allowed to just finish the fight. The only time that the cops should get involved is if other people get involved or if there's weapons. But if me and you are fighting fist to fist, boom, 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 I knock you out, I win. That's it. Okay, fine. You knocked him out, you win. Have a nice evening. But why does it have to get to all this, boom, oh, I'm gonna have to beat you up with the baton and taser you just because you were fighting with your fists, or you were sitting there arguing. You're arguing with somebody else, so I'm gonna taser you because you're getting loud. I don't get it. But and I've said this before, and I've been criticized before, so I may not even allow comments on this video. But we get these cops that they have this mentality, right? People put them up on pedestals, so that gives them their God complex, right? Because people put them up on pedestals, they buy them free donuts, they give them free coffee. I'm gonna pay for your meal because you deserve it. Since all you do is drive around all day harassing people, so you deserve a free meal. You know who deserves a free meal? The fireman. He goes into burning houses, burning buildings. He saves people's lives. All a cop does, cop's gonna save your life one day. Cops don't save lives. Cops do not save lives. All they do is drive around, write tickets, and arrest people. That's all they do. They do not save lives. Unless he's going to be there before the crime happens and he stands in front of me to avoid me getting shot by somebody, that would save my life. Cops do not save lives. The fireman who breaks the door down and gives me CPR because I had a heart attack and I called 911, that motherfucker saved my life. Not the cop that sit there and harasses people for being poor and in the wrong neighborhood. Stop giving cops God complexes. And yeah, we're way overdue for reform.